So we hear all this talk about tokenizing real-world things, right? A harvest, a building, a piece of land. But how does that actually work? I mean, really? How can a little digital token on your screen guarantee you own something physical? Well, today, we're going to pop the hood and look at the engine that makes it all possible, the tech behind real-world assets.
And let's get specific. Let's really boil it down to this one question. How does a coffee bean, a real one, from a farm somewhere in Brazil, get transformed into a digital token that you can hold in your wallet? It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, but believe me, it's not magic. It's just some seriously clever technology.
And we're going to unpack that technology right now. It really comes down to three core components that have to work together perfectly. Think of it like this. You need a digital notary, a digital home, and a digital messenger.
Okay, so let's start with piece number one, the smart contract. This is basically the engine's rulebook. It's the digital notary that completely replaces the old world of lawyers, endless meetings, and mountains of paperwork. And you can really see the difference here. I mean, the old way, it's slow, it's expensive, it's all about humans and paper trying to verify trust. The new way throws all that out and replaces it with code. A smart contract is what we call self-executing. That means the rules, like who the owner is, what percentage they own, even how profits get paid out, are all hard-coded right from the very beginning.
And here is the absolute key. Because this code lives on a blockchain, which is just a fancy term for a decentralized network of computers, it is immutable. It cannot be changed by any single person. This means your ownership, let's say of a digital piece of that coffee form, is permanently etched into the record. The trust isn't in a person or a company. It's literally built into the system itself. So, we've got our digital contract, our set of rules. But where does this code actually live? You know, every contract needs a home, and in this new world, that home is the blockchain. And this is super important. You don't just pick any random blockchain off the shelf. The choice you make depends entirely on what kind of asset you're tokenizing and, maybe more importantly, who you're trying to reach. This chart just lays it out perfectly. Look, for these huge, multi-million-dollar deals with big institutions, you're probably going to use Ethereum. Why? Because it's the most secure, the most battle-tested. It's like a digital fortress. Now, for something like an agricultural platform where you need a good balance between low costs and pretty fast speeds, you might go with Polygon. But for the real retail revolution, where everyday people are making tiny micro-investments for just a few dollars, you need the speed king, and that's Solana. It's got lightning-fast transactions, and the fees are practically zero.
Okay, so we have our contract, and we have its home on the blockchain. But there's a big, big problem. A blockchain is kind of isolated. It lives in its own little digital bubble. It has no way to see what's happening out here in the real world. And that's where oracles come in.
I mean, think about it for a second. How does that smart contract know if the grain was actually delivered to the silo, or what the current market price of coffee is on the London Exchange? The blockchain itself has no clue. It's blind. It needs a trusted messenger to feed it information.
And this is exactly how that works. First, a real-world event happens. Maybe sensors confirm that the grain has arrived. Step 2, an oracle, which is a service like Chainlink, verifies this data and securely feeds it to the blockchain. Then, the smart contract receives that data and basically says, aha, the condition has been met. Finally, it automatically triggers its next instruction, like releasing the tokens to the owner. The oracle is the essential bridge between our physical world and the digital one.
All right, let's put all three of these pieces together now. The smart contract, the blockchain, and the oracle, and let's see how they can make you a digital coffee baron.
This is how it all connects. The smart contract is your digital deed, your proof of ownership over a future coffee harvest. A fast, cheap blockchain like Solana makes it possible for you to buy just a few bucks worth. And all the while, oracles are constantly feeding that smart contract real-time data on crop yields and market prices. And just like that, you're not just buying a token, you're buying a real asset directly from farmers, and you've become a tiny but very real part of a global supply chain.
And just let that sink in for a moment. This isn't about gambling on the price of some random digital coin. This is about owning a fractional piece of a real-world thing that has tangible daily demand from billions of people all over the planet.
So the biggest takeaway here is this. The engine we've just described, this powerful combination of smart contracts, blockchains, and oracles, it's not science fiction. It's already running. It's taking these complex, often exclusive markets and prying them open for anyone with an internet connection.
Honestly, this technology is a fundamental building block for a whole new kind of economy. We're talking about everything from fine art and real estate to renewable energy and, yes, a cup of coffee. So really, the only question left to ask is, what do you think will be the next major real-world asset to be totally transformed by this engine?